Okay, guys, I just want to talk to you really briefly, which will be like 10 minutes, about the tournament at Origins. I don't have much video at all from it, so I have a small clip from each of the three games. So I apologize about that, but it was a tournament at a convention, so we were strapped for time. So basically, just want to run through really quick, tell you what armies I faced, tell you highlights from the game, and end result. So basically, round one, fighting some Eldar. If you look at the video, they're the armies video, the one right before this. They are the red Eldar army with all the tanks. I think it's 3 fire prisms, 3 fire dragons squads and wave serpents, and 3 dire vendor squads and wave serpents with Eldrad.
This was my opponent this last round here.
Basically, I think it was 2 objectives, and there's modifiers in every round. The same modifiers. It's whoever does the most of these gets a bonus objective or bonus kill points. Kills the highest opponent's highest point HQ. Kills the opponent's highest infantry squad. Kills 50% or more of monsters, creatures, and vehicles in the army. So those 3, whoever does the most gets 1 bonus objective or bonus kill points. So that bit played really like a lot into the game. So round 1 was Dawn of War. Made him go first, and kind of kept everything back actually a lot more than I thought he would. So when I rolled on with everything, I didn't have too many targets. Drop pod with Lysander, right in the back right. It was perfect. I put it right on his objective, and got out with 10 Marines and Lysander. And I ran bikes up that side too, but they didn't do crap. Lysander and those 10 Marines pretty much took the entire flank. It was incredibly weird. The other side, I had my snipers. In case you didn't see my army list, it's a few, like 7 or so snipers with Talion missile launchers and sniper rifles. Lysander, Marnius, Land Raider, regular Land Raider with 5 Thunderhammer Storm Shield Terminators. I had 10 Tactical Marines in a drop pod with like a Melta Power Fist missile launcher, 10 Marines in a Rhino with missile launcher Melta Power Sword, and I had, the Dreadnought with the 2 shooting arms, and I think that's basically it. So, and the bikes, I had like a medium-sized bike squad with a Melta and a multi-Melta and a Flamer, I believe. So, pretty good variety in the list. Controlled. I had the 1 objective back on my side, 1 objective on his. Dropped the drop pod on there, took that side pretty much. The only thing he held in reserve was his most expensive infantry, which was a Fire Dragon squad and a Wave Serpent. And long story short, he was a really cool opponent. I loved playing with him. In the end, he had 2 empty transports left. They were just trying to contest his objective. He had flown some on the mine. It could barely fit in there because I had so much crap over there. Ended up wrecking it with the Terminators. So that's pretty much how that game went. I held 1 objective. He had the 2 transports left on his. I couldn't quite get over to his because I made like 4 horrible difficult terrain and running rolls in a row. So I missed it by like an inch after all sorts of 1s and 2s. So that's pretty much how that game ended up. So I had 1 objective. He had none. I hadn't really lost that much. I lost some Marines here and there. I lost most of my scouts, but not quite. I didn't lose Talion, but I lost the rest. And ended in a major victory because I had 1 objective and a bonus objective for doing all 3 of those others. He didn't do any of the bonus things. So major victory round 1.
Okay, this is after we're already started packing up. I just want to show you guys what I was playing against round 1 in the tournament here. I had my Empress Canaries. Those things are still where they were. My Lysander and Marnius really carried me through. But basically, I had 1 objective. Last one I didn't have. He didn't have any, but there was a battle modifier. It's where if you killed his expensive troops or expensive HQ and that kind of stuff, you got bonuses. So I got 1 more objective for that. So I got a victory from that one. And this is basically the general scheme of his army. It looks really cool. He was running 3 squads of 5 fire dragons and wave serpents, 3 squads of 5 dire avengers and wave serpents, and 3 fire prisms and Eldrad. It was coming up against a lot of armor. It was a good game though. Good game, man. Looks really cool. Thanks.
Round 2, fighting some Tyranids. That blue and red Tyranid army, if you guys watched the video. And he got first turn. Deployment was this really weird U thing, so like this screen is the table. You have like 24 inches, 12 inches out, and then up, and then 12 inches across, and then 12 inches from the table edge, and then across again. It was really, really weird. So like you could still deploy 24 inches up at probably like a quarter or a third of the table. So he had like Trigon and all that crap up in the front. 30 stabby gaunts, 30 shooty gaunts, some Zoanth ropes, Carnifex, some 3 warriors over there. And
this is my round 2 opponent, playing against this Tyranid Swarm. This is just just getting ready for turn 2. I reserved everything except scouts. My drop pod came in. I just want to show you. It's cool. They're being beaten. They're really fighting this whole horde of gaunts here. And Marvel Gene Stealers came out and just started destroying these scouts. So this is my round 2 right now. It's 3 objectives.
Oh, nightmare. So I actually put out my scouts. There was 3 objectives, 1 in the middle, and 1 in each deployment zone. So I put mine like right here, middle, and then he put his one right there. So it was really, really strange how that worked out. But anyway, I put out my scouts in bolstered defenses, ruins from Lysander, and actually reserved everything else, which is weird for Space Marines versus Tyranids, but I did. I think it ended up working well. He basically caught up his line of gaunts to the Trigon, turn 1, and then started just pushing the line down, and kept his warriors on his objective. His Marvel Gene Stealers came out and assaulted my scouts. I eventually took care of them, but it took entirely too long. Probably the best part of that game for me was, again, the drop pod with Lysander and the Marines, because I don't know what it is, but like they do so well. Dropped it in the back right behind his shooting gaunts and his Zoanth ropes. Dropped it right back there with 10 Marines and Lysander. Shot up his Zoanth rope, killed 1, only 1, unfortunately. And so killed that 1. That was all I really had turn 1. He shot and charged with 30 gaunts. And his Zoanth rope blast, and they brought, after all of that combat and everything, I think I was down to 5 Marines and Lysander. I killed a good amount of gaunts, but I mean there were 30, so and they are fearless, so he lost a few more from that. My turn 2, I actually killed a few more. He killed 1 more Marine. I had lost 1 wound on Lysander. And I had killed the Hive Tyrants with I got a few reserves in, and I killed the Hive Tyrant. So he actually fell back off the table with like another must have had like 15 to 20 gaunts left.
This is why leadership is important.
No more synapse.
So that was really important. Lysander and the Marines started advancing towards the center of the table, because there were no objectives on their side. And he brought over a winged Hive Tyrant, brought over another Hive Tyrant behind that. I broke Lysander off and went to town. I charged the winged Hive Tyrant. In 2 rounds of combat, I killed it, lost another wound from that. Charged the Hive Tyrant behind it. In 2 rounds of combat, I killed it, lost another wound from that. So, at this point, Lysander had gone from over here with the drop pod, through a squad of gaunts, through a Hive Tyrant, through another Hive Tyrant. He's almost in the middle of the table now. He has 1 wound left. The rest of my stuff had just been trying to fight off the horde, trying to thin off those 30 stabbing gaunts in the middle that were taking that objective, just infesting it. So, I managed to kill 2 Hive Tyrants. So that was half of his monstrous creature. So I'd already gotten that point. So there wasn't a whole lot else I could do at that point. I killed his highest HQ, so I was getting the bonus point, and I just tried to get that middle objective. I made some really dumb choices there that really screwed me. So I ended up, in the very end, I ended up with 1 objective. He had 1, and the middle was contested because I couldn't quite get a troop squad over there because was really, really incredibly stupid with that. So, um, end result was a draw, except that I had those battle points, which gave me a minor victory. So round one, there were 4 of us with major victories. Round two, there were 2 of us with 1 major and 1 minor. So that could have really made a big difference there if I had gotten that major victory. Round 2 player, incredibly cool guy. I saw him around the convention like the entire rest of the week. So it was, by the rest of the week, I mean like that night and the next day, because that was the rest of the week. Really cool guy though, extremely awesome.